The bell rings for another lunch period. Excited chatter echoes through the halls of Northgate High as students make their way to the cafeteria. Among them is 16-year-old Avery Prescott, who's looking forward to a nice hot bowl of tomato soup. But when he pushes open the heavy oak doors, his heart sinks. It's an all-veggie day. Great, Avery mutters under his breath, dumping a scoop of watery carrot mush onto his tray. This is gonna be along for years. Avery's best friend, Maya Lopez, slides into the seat across from him with a sympathetic smile. Don't worry, Space Cadet, she says. I've got just the thing to cheer you up. Maya reaches into her bag and pulls out a worn paperback copy of The Secret Door, the first book in a fantasy series about a school that conceals magical portals to other worlds within its classrooms. When Avery was younger, the books were his favorite thing in the entire world. But now that he's a sullen teenager, he'd rather read about magic than practice it. Still, Maya persists, handing him the book and winking. It might just put a little magic back into your life. Before Avery can protest that he doesn't have time, the lunch bell rings and he hurriedly shoves the book into his backpack. He spends the next hour listening to his classmates talk about the new horror movie coming out that weekend, and the upcoming spring break trip to Hawaii. Suddenly, the library bell rings, signaling the end of lunch period. Avery hastily gathers his things and rushes to the library, where he sees Maya waiting for him near the towering shelves of books. Sorry I took so long, Avery says, sheepishly shoving the book into Maya's hands. I didn't realize it was our turn to check out. No worries, Maya replies with a grin. I brought my flashlight. She tugs Avery toward the non-fiction section and stops in front of a dusty encyclopedia set. Okay, here goes nothing, she says, pulling the secret door from her bag. With shaking hands, she opens the book and begins flipping through the brittle pages until she finds the entry for Atlantis. Then, holding the book open with one hand, she runs her finger along the words until they magically vanish, revealing a secret message behind the page. Tonight, bring the staff of Poseidon to the courtyard by the light of the full moon. We must return before sunrise, or we will be trapped there forever, the message reads. Avery and Maya exchange nervous glances. They had planned to meet here after school, but this is the first time they've actually found a door. And the thought of being trapped in whatever world lies beyond is both terrifying and exciting. Still, they have a whole afternoon to prepare, and there's no way they'll find the staff of Poseidon in time. Disappointed, Avery starts to walk away, but then an idea hits him like a bolt of lightning. He rushes back to the bookshelves and pulls out the secret door. As Avery and Maya race through the halls, they hear the echoing laughter of their classmates. They round a corner and bump right into Liam Garrison, the school's resident bad boy. Liam is notorious for pulling harmless pranks, like locking people in bathrooms, or covering their cars with shaving cream. Despite his reputation though, his eyes twinkle with good humor, and he seems genuinely surprised to see Avery and Maya practically vibrating with excitement. Where are you two headed? Avery asks, hoping he doesn't sound as breathless as he feels. Gotta go find a missing artifact, Maya replies, trying to catch her breath. You wouldn't happen to know where we could find the staff of Poseidon, would you? Liam raises an eyebrow, clearly enjoying their distress. Looking for this? He asks, pulling a golden staff topped with a trident head from behind his back. Thought you guys might need a little backup, he says, handing the staff to Avery. I have a class with Mr. Williams, Liam says with a wink. So I'll see you later. Before Avery and Maya can respond, he saunters away, leaving them alone in the deserted hallway. With the staff of Poseidon in hand, Avery and Maya practically fly to the courtyard. As they run, they hear the distant sound of the first evening bell, which means they have less than 20 minutes to reach the other side. They burst through the heavy wooden doors just as the last rays of sunlight fade from the sky, leaving them in total darkness. Taking a deep breath, Avery raises the staff above his head and the world around him shimmers and changes. When Avery opens his eyes, he finds himself standing in a bustling marketplace, filled with exotic foods. When Avery opens his eyes, in the distance, he can hear the gentle lapping of water and see the shimmering lights of distant palaces. Wow, he whispers, completely mesmerized by the beauty of the city. Suddenly, a gruff voice booms behind him. Well, if it isn't the legendary heroes whose coming was foretold, a tall, muscular man with a thick beard steps into view. I am Atlas, guardian of the gateway between worlds. You bring the staff of Poseidon and the Sunstone, do you not? I knew you'd come soon enough. What Sunstone? Maya asks, confused. Atlas waves his staff, conjuring a brilliant ball of light. Why, the Sunstone, of course, he says, gesturing to the pendant hanging around Maya's neck. Startled, she reaches up to touch it, realizing for the first time that it's glowing brightly. I don't understand, Avery says, his voice trembling. We were supposed to bring the staff of Poseidon and the Sunstone. But how was I supposed to know you were going to ask for this? Atlas folds his arms across his chest. You should have read the inscription on the staff more carefully, he says gruffly. It warned you that you'd need more than the staff to pass through the portal. But I suppose you didn't want to listen. He shakes his head disapprovingly. Very well, he says, turning away. It looks like you'll be spending the night here after all. Avery and Maya exchange panicked glances. They're already far from home, and now they're stuck in a strange world without any way to get back. Just when they think things can't get worse, a group of burly men with mean-looking dogs appear behind them. Well, one of the men sneers. Looks like we found ourselves some trouble. The man shoves Avery to the ground and roughly grabs his backpack. Hand over the staff. Kitty growls. And maybe we'll be in a good mood. Furious Avery kicks at the man's shin, then scrambles to his feet and runs, clutching the staff of Poseidon tightly. His heart pounds in his chest, and he can hear the shouts of the pursuing guards echoing behind him. He ducks between stalls, weaving through the crowds until he reaches a dead end. Turning around, he sees a wide canal separating him from the safety of the marketplace. But then he remembers the staff. He raises it above his head and focuses on the angry words scrunched up inside of him. The staff glows brightly, then fires a beam of rainbow-hued magic into the air. A stone bridge forms, allowing Avery to escape across the canal. He doesn't stop running until he reaches a small clearing deep in the forest outside the city walls. Catching his breath, Avery sinks to the ground, leaning back against a tree. "That was crazy," he says, his voice shaking. "What are we gonna do?" Atlas appears beside him, looking great. "The portal won't stay open for long," he says. "And we still need the sunstone to send you home." "How do I activate it?" Maya asks. "I thought we had to be at the marketplace at sunset." Atlas shakes his head. "No, child. You misunderstand. You must bring the sunstone to me at sunset." He holds out his hand and Maya places the pendant in his palm. It glows brightly as he begins chanting in a language Maya has never heard before. As the last rays of sunlight fade away, the clearing around them shimmers and fades. Just as Atlas finishes his chant, Avery feels the familiar tugging sensation and sees the portal opening behind him. With a final wave of his staff, Atlas bids them farewell. "Go now, heroes," he says, "and may your path be ever brighter than the stars." Handing the staff to Avery, Maya jumps through the portal, just as the first rays of sunlight touch the horizon. Avery hesitates for only a second before diving through after her.